into the matters of most confidential knowledge as discussed by Krishna in the Bhagavad Gita, chapter 9. We'll get started after this brief prayer to the spiritual master. Om Jnana-timirandhasya Jnananjan-shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri-Gurave Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamahyam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yutapalkamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadhutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakhanvitamscha Ye Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandho Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namastute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priya Vanchakalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya evacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Gaur Premanande Hare Hare
Hare Hare Bol.
So let us get going then here. Chapter 9, bringing up, going to start sharing my screen here with you momentarily. Just want to check certain things here, whether we are broadcasting or not. And see the feed, what happened here. Live stream, not see the streaming. Okay, hold on for a second. Let me check if it is broadcasting at all. Latest live stream content. Where is my live content? Yeah, it does say it's live. I don't know why on Facebook it's no longer live, but Facebook has got its own thought process. So I won't dwell too much on that. Every day the Facebook rules change, so that's fine. We can live with that. I just want to give you one more second here. You leave something and go away, and then it breaks apart. Everything in
Yes, it takes time. Yeah.
everything in this world just breaks down like nobody's business. Yeah. Okay. So now Facebook is telling me that because I went away, so it disconnected me. That is why it's unhappy with me. Okay. That is taken care of. I think so, hopefully here. And let's get this also out of the way here. I want to focus on the class. Okay. So these are distractions. Okay, Zoom. Share. I'm going to share my screen, most confidential knowledge, and where is my pad? Notepad. What happened to the notepad? Is it not? Here. Okay, here we go. Okay, can you see both the screens side by side as usual, which we share?
It's coming.
Not yet, Mate.
We only have the list of us.
Only the list of you. Not good. Okay, stop sharing and share again. Chapter 9, and then this one. Come on. Why is it only chill? Application. Okay, now it's doing it. Okay. I think now you should see both of them.
Yeah, there you go.
Yes.
We got it.
All right. Okay. So coming up first, so Kumal Radhe Mataji, since there are just three of us, why don't we each read three verses?
Sure.
Okay.
Okay.
Go for it. So Kumal Radhe Mataji.
The most confidential knowledge. Text 1. The Supreme Personality of Godhead said, My dear Arjuna, because you are never envious of... Oh, the
Sorry.
whole screen is not there.
Screen is not on. Hold on.
Of me.
Hold
Yeah.
on.
I shall... Yeah, it's here.
Okay.
I shall impart to you this most confidential knowledge and realization, knowing which you shall be relieved of all the miseries of material existence. This knowledge is the king of education, the most secret of all secrets. It is the purest knowledge, and because it gives direct perception of the self by realization, it is the perfection of religion. It is everlasting and it is joyfully performed. Those who are not faithful in this devotional service cannot attain me, O conqueror of the enemies. Therefore, they return to the path of birth and death in this material world.
Okay. I'll just increase the font a little bit so that it's easy on the
Yeah.
eye.
Yes,
Yeah.
Mataji. Thank you.
And then next 4, and then we also have Madhav Sangini Mataji join us. So we are each reading 3 verses. Okay, go ahead, Sudhima.
Text 4. By me, in my unmanifested form, this entire universe is pervaded. All beings are in me, but I am not in them. Text 5. And yet everything that is created does not rest in me. Behold my mystic opulence. Although I am the maintainer of all living entities, and although I am everywhere, I am not a part of this cosmic manifestation, for myself is the very source of creation. Understand that as the mighty wind blowing everywhere rests always in the sky, all created being rest in me.
Text 7. O son of Kunti, at the end of the millennium, all material manifestations enter into my nature. And at the beginning of another millennium, by my potency, I create them again. Text 8. The whole cosmic order is under me. Under my will, it's automatically manifested again and again. And under my will, it's annihilated at the end. Text 9. O Dhananjaya, all this work cannot bind me. I'm ever detached from all these material activities, stated as they are neutral. Hare Krishna. Madhav Sangini Mata.
Yeah,
Yeah, I already read Mata.
yeah, sorry, Madhav.
Oh,
Madhav,
I'm
did you-
sorry. I'm
Can
sorry.
you-
Yeah, Hare Krishna.
Text
I read from
10.
text 10. Okay. This material nature, which is one of my energies, is working under my direction. O son of Kunti, producing all moving and non-moving beings. Under its rule, this manifestation is created and annihilated again and again. Text 11. Fools deride me when I descend in the human form. They do not know my transcendental nature as the Supreme Lord of all that be. Text 12. Those who are thus bewildered are attracted by demonic and atheistic views. In that deluded condition, their hopes for liberation, their fruitive activities, and their culture of knowledge are all defeated. Hare Krishna.
Okay, let me scroll.
O son of Pritha, those who are not deluded, the great souls, are under the protection of the divine nature. They are fully engaged in devotional service because they know me as the Supreme Personality of Godhead, original and inexhaustible. Always chanting my glories, endeavoring with great determination, bowing down before me, these great souls perpetually worship me with devotion. Others who engage in sacrifice by the cultivation of knowledge worship the Supreme Lord as the one without a second, as diverse in many and in the universal form.
But it is who I am, the ritual, I the sacrifice, the offering of the ancestors, the healing herb, the transcendental chant. I am the butter and the fire at the offering. I am the father of this universe, the mother, the support, and the grandsire. I am the object of knowledge, the purifier, and the syllable Om. I am also the Rig, the Shama, and the Yajur Vedas. I am the goal, the sustainer, the master, the witness, the abode, the refuge, and the most dear friend. I am the creation and the annihilation, the basis of everything, the resting place, and the eternal seed.
Hare Krishna, text 19. O Arjuna, I give heat and I withhold and send forth the rain. I am immortality and I am also death personified. Both spirit and matter are in me. Text 20th. Those who study the Vedas and drink the Soma juice, seeking the heavenly planets, worship me indirectly. Purified of sinful reactions, they take birth on the pious heavenly planet of Indra, where they enjoy godly delights. 21. When they have thus enjoyed vast heavenly sense pleasure and the results of their pious activities are exhausted, they return to this mortal planet again. Thus, those who seek sense enjoyment by adhering to the principles of the three Vedas achieve only repeated birth and death. Hare Krishna.
Text 22. But those who always worship me with, oops, I'm sorry, I lost it. Hold on. Can the next person read it for me? Because I'm having a hard time somehow seeing this.
Yeah, text 22. I
Yes.
can.
Oh, okay, I found it.
No,
Those, I'm sorry, thanks. But those who always worship me with exclusive devotion, meditating on my transcendental form, to them I carry what they lack and I preserve what they have. Text 23. Those who are devotees of other gods and who worship them with faith actually worship me, only me, O son of Kunti, but they do so in the wrong way. Text 24. I am the only enjoyer and master of all sacrifices. Therefore, those who do not recognize my truth, my true transcendental nature, fall down. Hare Krishna.
those who worship the demigods will take birth among the demigods. Those who worship the ancestors go to the ancestors. Those who worship ghosts and spirits will take birth among such beings, and those who worship me will live with me. If one offers me with love and devotion a leaf, a flower, a fruit, or water, I will accept it. Whatever you do, whatever you eat, whatever you offer or give away, and whatever austerities you perform, do that, O son of Kunti, as an offering to me.
Shraddha-mataji, Oruni Mataji join.
Oh,
Yeah,
very nice.
yeah, Hare Krishna. I can't, I won't be able to read because I'm going to start driving now.
Okay. Well, thanks for joining. Okay, let's continue. For text 28.
Yes, ma'am. In this way, you will be freed from bondage to work and its auspicious and inauspicious results. With your mind fixed on me, in this principle of renunciation, you will be liberated and come to me. I envy no one, nor I am partial to anyone. I am equal to all, but whoever renders service unto me in devotion is a friend, is in me, and I am also a friend to him. Even if one commits the most abominable action, if he is engaged in devotional service, he is to be considered saintly because he is properly situated in his determination.
Hare Krishna. Text 31. He quickly becomes righteous and attains lasting peace. O son of Kunti, declare it boldly that my devotee never perishes. Text 32. O son of Pritha, those who take shelter in me, though they be of lower birth, women, vaishyas, merchants, and shudras, workers, can attain the supreme destination. Text 33. How much more this is so of this righteous Brahmans? How much more this is so of the righteous Brahmans, the devotees and the saintly kings. Therefore, having come to this temporary miserable world, engage in loving service unto me. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Text 34. Engage your mind always in thinking of me. Become my devotee. Offer obeisances to me and worship me. Being completely absorbed in me, surely you will come to me.
Hare Krishna.
Text 35.
There's no 35.
Oh.
Okay, so any thoughts and reflections from what you read so far? Any questions?
The most difficult or hard to comprehend is the point that Krishna says in so many verses that everything is in me, everything exists in me, but I'm not in them. Everything is, yeah, I'm doing everything.
And that is today's verse.
Oh, that is today's verse too. Oh,
yeah.
that is the greatest question. That's the most secretive, most confidential. The first three verses were okay. Krishna was just introducing that be alert, be aware, be cautious. I'm going to tell you the most confidential education or the most confident. And then he started with faith, Shraddha. The third was only those who don't take faith in me, so they can't get perfection. So 3 verses were simple, but after that, very secretive, hard to comprehend. Yeah.
Good reflection. Anything else? Others want to chime in? Any other verse that stuck your mind? Okay, so then without much ado, we should then just dive deep into today's verse, right? Which is verse number 4. So I'm going to start sharing the screen again as soon as I find where my Zoom is. Here it is. Share. And chapter 9. Okay. So here we are. Actually, let me just, let's just go into chapter. Let's first just do the connection and then a little bit of a recap that we did, right? So if you go back to the chapters of Bhagavad Gita, from 7 onwards, we were starting to talk about a little bit about the knowledge of the absolute. And then we talked about the process for obtaining the supreme, one of the process, focusing majorly on Ashtanga Yoga in chapter 8. And then, but towards the end, again, he talked about Vedeshu, Yagyesu, Tapasu, Cheva, like that, and was again appreciating the devotional service to the Lord. And then in chapter 9, he goes to and continues further, and he's going to give deeper into bhakti, right? Because that is the most confidential knowledge that you are supposed to do. Bhakti to Krishna is the most confidential knowledge, because the interesting thing is that we are born, we spend so many days and years, actually months and years studying, like so 16 years or so we study, right? Till we graduate and then are able to do a job, and then, a person gets married or takes to the career and settles down, and then dwindles or raises a family, dwindles, and then vanishes like that, right? So, and we are so engaged in, what our duties are supposed to be, our duties as a parent, our duties as a child, our duties as a citizen, a worker, manager, so on and so forth. So we are constantly aware of the fact that we are supposed to do. But then the most confidential knowledge here is that you're supposed to do devotional service to the Lord. And that is the most important thing for your life. And that kind of gets, that gets put into the side, into the back burner. We just forget that this is what it is. And this is actually what we are also wired to do. And that is why we are always seeking happiness, and we will only get happiness when we do what we are wired to do, which is devotional service to the Lord. So, Brahmande Brahmite Kon Bhagyavan Jeev Guru Krishna Prasade Pai Bhakti Laja Beej. So these souls who are constantly loitering in this universe, Brahmand is the universe, going from one planet to another planet, sometimes up, sometimes down. But then even if they are fortunate, then by the mercy of Krishna, they find a guru. And then by the mercy of Guru, they find Krishna, ultimately. And to finding Krishna is the ultimate goal of life. And that is the most confidential thing. It's right out there. The books are there in the internet, but everybody just cannot see it, right? And then so in this chapter, as Krishna was opening this chapter here in the beginning, he says that, my dear Arjuna, because you are never envious of me, I shall impart to you this most confidential knowledge and realization, knowing which you shall be relieved of all the miseries of material existence. Now, this is so interesting that one of the qualifications, so what is the qualification for attaining this most confidential knowledge, right? A Bhagavad Gita is available in bookstores. It is available online. People out there on the streets distributing Bhagavad Gita for free, right? So it is there. But then why does this knowledge remain still confidential? And the reason it remains so confidential is that people, although it is available there, people are not qualified to receive that knowledge. And the qualification for receiving that knowledge is written in text number 1. And what is that qualification?
Because you are should not be envious of
Not
the
to be
Lord.
envious of, yeah.
Correct.
Free of
correct.
envy, yeah.
You have to be free of envy, because up and until you are not free of envy of Krishna, until you get into the mood that Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead, why would you want to worship him? And which is what he's going to say, right? In the end, he says, Man manam vadbha bhakto madhyaji mam namaskuru. He's saying that. You have to do it. Clearly, he has said that, right? Now, there are so many factions in life of people who say work is worship and all that kind of nonsense they say, but all that is fine. You have to work, but the main thing that we have to do is to surrender to Krishna. Sarva-dharman parityajya mamekam sharanam vraja. So when you are in that mood to acknowledge and accept, and which we also see when Krishna reveals the universal form to Arjuna in chapter 10, Arjuna says that you are the best, you are the greatest, you are the Lord, you are the master, you are pavitram, you have everything like that, right? So because Arjuna is not envious of Krishna, that's why Krishna is imparting that knowledge to him. Now, why Krishna does not impart that knowledge to those who are envious of him? One might just think that Krishna is retaliating in the sense that, okay, you are envious of me, so I'm not going to tell you about me. So it's not like that. That is not the mood of Krishna when he does that. And when we understand the reason why he is not visible or manifested to those who are envious, or even his knowledge is not manifested to those who are envious of him, is that these people who are envious, when Krishna starts to tell them about his superiority, about his opulences, they are not going to believe him, and they're only going to continue to blaspheme him, right? And that is going to put them deeper into the trench than they are at this point in time. So Krishna doesn't want that to happen, because why? Because even though they are envious of Krishna, they are still Krishna's children, right? He says, Mame vancho jiva loke, jiva bhuta sanatana. Right? So they are still his children, and he loves all his children equally. So he will not manifest himself or expose himself or reveal himself to those who are envious of Krishna. So then, once he gives you the qualification needed for achieving this knowledge, then he goes and says that, tells you about the knowledge itself, right? Because then I need to know I need to be convinced that why should I get knowledge of Krishna? How is it going to benefit me, right? So he's telling you that in the next verse that this knowledge is the king of education. So you could get educated, get a degree from MIT, from Oxford, from wherever, whichever exalted university. But then the real knowledge is, getting the knowledge of Krishna, and the real education is when you get educated in the knowledge of Krishna. Right? But this knowledge is the most secret of all secrets. Why it's the most secret of all secrets? Because it's out there in front of everybody. Bhagavad Gita is available to everybody.
Confidential knowledge.
Still people will not be able to get that, right? So that's why it's the most secret of all the secrets. And it's the purest knowledge, because it's knowledge about the absolute. It's completely transcendental knowledge. So here, purity is measured by whether it is strained with material or not. And then once you get the knowledge about Krishna, then that's going to help you, give the direct perception of your own self. And how are you going to get the direction of self? You will realize that. So it won't be a bookish knowledge. You will realize what it is. And once you realize, who you are, what your relationship with Krishna is, then that is the perfection of religion, of any religion. So any religion, there's so many varieties of religion that are rampant during the Kali Yuga. But the perfection of every religion is that when you realize that you are a soul and what your relationship with Krishna is. And now the beauty of this is that this education is everlasting. Shashvat is there, everlasting. For example, if I attain a degree from Oxford or I do a PhD from Massachusetts Institute of Technology, then when I die, the degree also dies. Right? But this knowledge that we get about Krishna, is not impacted by the soul leaving a present body. It will continue, and next birth you will continue from where you left off. Right? And the most important thing is that this is very joyfully performed. Joyfully, people do it. Why joy? Because they are non-envious of Krishna. They are convinced that this knowledge is essential for them. So the joy will naturally come. It's not like, how we go and work in our companies. We might do some work joyfully, but not all work is not joyfully performed in the company like that, right? Then, so he tells you about the qualifications. Then he is also telling you that if somebody doesn't have the qualification, then what happens? So he's, in the text 3, he's telling us that if you are not faithful in this devotional service, right, you won't be able to attain Krishna, period. And if you're not attaining Krishna, then who will you attain? You will attain this samsara. You will keep on, going up and down in this universe or in various universes, going through the path of birth and death. Now, having talked about that, you will be, even if you are, wherever, even if you're a devotee or even if you're not a devotee, whether you're a faithful person, whether you're not a faithful person, the reality is that we are in this material world, right? So we are in this material world. So now text number 4 he's going to talk about what is the relationship that Krishna has with this material world, right? So he says, mayā tatam idaṁ sarvam jagad avyakta-mūrtinā mat-sthāni sarva-bhūtāni na cāhaṁ teṣv avasthitaḥ. Right? Mayā tatam idaṁ sarvam jagad avyakta-mūrtinā mat-sthāni sarva-bhūtāni na cāhaṁ teṣv avasthitaḥ. Mayā tatam idaṁ sarvam jagad avyakta-mūrtinā mat-sthāni sarva-bhūtāni na cāhaṁ teṣv avasthitaḥ. Mayā tatam idaṁ sarvam jagad avyakta-mūrtinā mat-sthāni sarva-bhūtāni na cāhaṁ teṣv avasthitaḥ. So maya is by me. Tatam means pervaded. Idam, this. Sarvam, all. Jagat, cosmic manifestation. Avyakta-mūrtinā, by the unmanifested form. Mat-sthāni, in me. Sarva-bhūtāni, all living entities. Na, not. Cha, also. Aham, I. Teṣu, in them. Avasthitaḥ, situated. Translation by Srila Prabhupada ki jai. By me, in my unmanifested form, this entire universe is pervaded. All beings are in me, but I am not in them. And that is where the confusion comes, right? It looks like as if Krishna is contradicting himself, right? And then we will see what the other acharyas are saying about that, right? The purport. The Supreme Personality of Godhead is not perceivable through the gross material senses. It is said, ataḥ śrī-kṛṣṇa-nāmādi na bhaved grahyam indriye sevan mukhohi jivhyadav swam eva smrityada. Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu 1.2.234. Lord Shri Krishna's name, fame, pastimes, etc. cannot be understood by material senses. Only to one who is engaged in pure devotional service under the proper guidance is he revealed. In the Brahma Samhita 5.38, it is stated, Premanjana churita bhakti vilochanena santa sadeva hridayeshu vilokayanti. One can see the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Govinda, always within himself and outside himself if one has developed the transcendental loving attitude towards him. Thus, for people in general, he is not visible. Here it is said that although he is all-pervading, everywhere present, he is not conceivable by material senses. This is indicated here by the word avyakta-mūrtinā. Murti means form, right? Avyakta is not unmanifested form. But actually, although we cannot see him, everything is resting in him. As we have discussed in the 7th chapter, the entire material cosmic manifestation is only a combination of his two different energies, the superior spiritual energy and the inferior material energy. Just as the sunshine is spread all over the universe, the energy of the Lord is spread all over the creation, and everything is resting in that energy. Yet one should not conclude that because he is spread all over, he has lost his personal existence. To refute such an argument, he says, I am everywhere and everything is in me, but still I am aloof. For example, a king heads a government which is but the manifestation of the king's energy. The different governmental departments are nothing but the energies of the king, and each department is resting on the king's power. But still, one cannot expect the king to be present in every department personally. That is a crude example. Similarly, all the manifestations that we see and everything that exists, both in this material world and in the spiritual world, are resting on the energy of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. The creation takes place by the diffusion of his different energies, and as stated in Bhagavad Gita, Vishtabhyam idaṁ kritsnam. He is everywhere present by his personal representation, the diffusion of his different energies. Om Tat Sat. Okay, so let's go a little bit deeper into the purport again today. So Krishna had said in a manner that is confusing to all of us, is that by me in my unmanifested form, this entire universe is pervaded. All beings are in me, but I am not in them. Right? So by me in my unmanifested. Now let us first look at the universe, try to understand, right, how the universe, in the scope of the whole thing. Okay, so from where does the universe come? From where are all the universes coming?
From his breathing out.
Correct, right, yeah.
Karno Dakshay Vishnu, yeah.
Karno Dakshay Vishnu, right? So Karno Dakshay Vishnu is lying on the Karan ocean, and from the pores of his body, all these universes are coming out, right? So, so that is one Vishnu, who is nothing but an expansion, a sub expansion of Krishna. Okay, so that is Mahavishnu. So you can imagine the enormity of Mahavishnu, that all these universes are coming from the pores of his body. So how huge that Vishnu must be, right? Okay,
Yes.
and then, so now let's go and take a universe. Okay? So how is the universe structured? How does the universe look like from inside?
And
from outside, it's shaped like an egg, correct? And inside, if you go, how does the universe look like?
It is full of water.
Is it full of water?
No, not full of
not
water.
full.
3/4, yeah.
Water, earth, and then human beings, I think. No, creatures.
So where is the water in the universe?
At the bottom.
At the bottom, right? And what is that water called?
Patal.
Garbhodak.
Garbhodak, right? Garbhodak, right? Okay. Now, inside on that Garbhodak also, there is a Vishnu that is lying there. What is that Vishnu?
Garbhodakshay Vishnu.
Garbhodakshay, right? Garbhodak means the Garbhodak, the water. And then Shai means one who's lying over there. So that is that Vishnu. So Krishna, so now you can see that Krishna all these universes are coming out of Krishna, the Mahavishnu. Okay, but then in every universe, what he has done is he also entered the universe. Okay, now how has he entered? We will see in various forms that he has entered. One way in which he has entered the universe is you see him right there. We don't see him, but we know from the Shastra that he is right there at the bottom, lying on the Garbhodak ocean. Okay, all right. So then tell me more about the structure of the universe. So there is Vishnu lying on the Garbhodak ocean. Then what happens? What else is there?
Then from his navel a stem sprouts out, and it's divided into 14 planetary systems, and
Okay.
on the top
Brahma
in
will
the
be there.
Brahma is born.
Okay, and what stem is that? It's some flower.
Lotus stem, actually.
Lotus stem, right? Yeah. So it's a stem of a lotus, and the flower on the top is Brahma's planet. So that's how the universe is going to look like. Okay. So, so now that is what we know about the universe. Now there are planetary systems you mentioned in the
On that
universe.
stem.
Atala, Vitala,
Yeah.
Sutala,
Right?
Tala, Tala.
And so a planetary system means that there will be a set of many, many planets there, right? So that's a system. And one of the planetary systems, there is one planet known as Dhruv planet, right? Or polar star, as we know. Okay? On that Dhruv planet is there is an ocean of milk. And in that ocean of milk also, there is one Vishnu who's lying there. What is that Vishnu called?
Hirodakshai Vishnu.
Hirodakshai Vishnu, right? Okay. So now what has happened is that Krishna has sent his representatives, right? One representative of Krishna, Mahavishnu, is creating all these universes. They're coming out from the body. Okay. Then within every universe also, there is a representative who is right at the bottom of the universe as the Garbhodakshai Vishnu. Then towards the top, higher side of the universe, there is a polar star or Dhruv planet. There is a Vishnu there, who is the Kshirodakshai Vishnu. So Krishna is being represented there. Okay. Now, the Kshirodakshai Vishnu also expands, and he's there in everybody's heart as Paramatma.
As Paramatma, yeah.
Okay. So Paramatma is the soul of us, right? Every individual has a soul, and Paramatma is there in every super soul, and Paramatma is there as a super soul in every individual. That whether the individual is a plant, whether it's an animal, whether it's a human being, any one of them, right? So that Paramatma that you see, the Paramatma is there, and but you don't see that Paramatma, right? You have to do certain yogic things to be able to realize and see that Paramatma there, right? Now, what Krishna also does is that not only entering into these individual entities, Krishna also enters into every individual atom also in this universe. So he's there, right? Parmanus. So Bharma Samhita talks about that, right?
Though they are achar, they are not moving.
Yes.
Like stone, table.
Everything. Stone will have lots of atoms in it, and every atom in the stone will have Krishna inside it, but in the unmanifested form. So that's where he's saying avyakta-mūrtinā, right? He's saying, right? So now we have to go back a little bit into the creation to see that Krishna has created, and in chapter 7 of Bhagavad Gita, Krishna was saying that, what was that? Bhumi apo analo vayu kham mano buddhire vacha ahankara ityame bhinna prakriti ashtata. These are my 8 lower energies, right? Aparayam itastanme prakriti vidhi me param jiva bhuta mahabhavo yayidam dharyate jagad. So he's also saying that, apart from these lower inferior energy, there are also superior energies of mind, right? Of which these souls, you and I, are there. And we're trying to exploit this nature. We try to exploit the material nature. Okay. So these Krishna's energies are there. And so from where are Krishna's energies coming out? They're coming out from Krishna originally, right? In the sense that from Krishna came Mahavishnu, from inside of Mahavishnu came all these, right? Universes. So in that sense, everything which is there, which is the creation that you see, is actually inside Krishna, right? Because he has created everything. And when something is coming from Krishna, it is said to be, resting in Krishna. Now, if we continue further in today's verse, he says, by me in my unmanifested form, this entire universe is pervaded. And so the Garbhodakshay Vishnu, the Kshirodakshay Vishnu, all of those Vishnus will act according to the desires of Krishna. So they are kind of like, if Krishna is the prime minister, then they are like the other government officials in various states of a country, and they are executing the orders of the prime minister, right? So Prabhupada gives that crude example so that we can understand that, right? That if you go to a, say, Department of Motor Vehicles, you will see people are working there, but you will not see the governor there, right? But the governor's rule is being implemented there through his various people who are there. So similarly, Krishna's various energies will carry out the act of Krishna, right? So in that way, Krishna is there, but in his unmanifested form, right? So there's so many ways in which you can look at that verse to see the unmanifested form of Krishna, right? And then, so all these things that are there are all beings are in this entire creation, right? Because where is this? Where are the planets hanging? You know, where are the atoms hanging? So all that, where if the air is blowing, and it says that that air, everything has got a place where it goes and rests. So the rest itself, you know, we can look at the word rest in many different angles as well. So when he says everything rests in me, is because, you know, I have created the basis of everything, right? I'm the basis of everything, so that's why everything is resting in me, right? So from that one angle, we can see that. Second way that we can look at it is that actually resting in the sense that if I show you this this water bottle that I have, the water is there in this water bottle, right? Where is the water bottle? Where is the water resting?
Inside.
The bottle.
It's resting in the bottle. And where is the bottle resting?
On the
Your
table.
hands.
In my hand, right? Yeah. And where is my hand resting?
In your body.
My body. Where is the body resting?
On the chair.
On the chair. Where is the chair resting?
On the
On
ground.
the floor.
On the floor, right? And where is the floor?
It's on the earth.
On earth, right? So you see that all beings who are wandering on this, but on this planet all of us are resting on earth, right? And that's why when we get up in the morning, we always pray to Mother Earth, so saying that, you know, you are the one who is sustaining us, but I'm going to put my foot on you, which is not a very honorable thing to do. So that's why we pray, right? So we ask for forgiveness for walking there because we're resting on earth. Now go out of the earth and see where is the earth resting.
Sky.
Right? So all these planets are there in sky, which is the space, as we call it. So you get the idea. So you get the idea of, you know, they're resting, and where is the space resting? So as you extrapolate, finally you'll find that everything is resting in Krishna. So where is Garbhodakshay Vishnu? Garbhodakshay Vishnu is inside the universe. Where are the universes resting? They rest in Karnadakshay Vishnu. Where does Karnadakshay Vishnu come? He rests in Krishna. So everything is resting on him. So that's one way, right? The second way of looking at resting is to look at it as being dependent.
Yes.
Right? So a child can rest on the parents in the sense that they are depending on that. So everything is dependent on Krishna, but is Krishna dependent on us? No. Right?
No.
So we have to understand that, right? So all beings are in me, and then again he's also saying all beings are in me and I am not in them. So again, how do we understand that all beings are in me? Physically, I explained that to you, right? Going with my example. So ultimately, I can also see that I am in Krishna. Right? If I extrapolate and go all the way, since the earth is inside Krishna, you know, Vishnu, Kshirodakshay Vishnu, all that. And so I am also inside Krishna. So I can look at it that I am in Krishna, right? That's one way of looking at them. And then, but Krishna says, but I am not in them. Okay. So now our acharyas interpret this last statement, but I am not in them in many, or at least in two ways that I know of. Right. So one way that they are saying is that in the first part of the verse, he is saying, mayā tatam idaṁ sarvam, jagad avyakta-mūrtinā. So he says, in my unmanifested form, I am there in this whole world, right? This whole world is also in me, right? But I'm not in this world. So you might just say, well, Krishna is in this world because I see Krishna in the form of the super soul. I might not be able to see, but at least the jnani is, you know, Vidya Vinaya Sampanne, Brahmane Gavi Hastini, Shuni Chaiva Sapakesa, Pandita Samadarshina. So why do the Pandits who have got right knowledge of Krishna, why do they see everything as equal? Because they see the super soul in everybody, right? So, so this universe is pervaded. So, and Krishna is in this universe. He is there, right? But here is qualifying, and he's saying, well, my representative is there. But I, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, I am not in this world. I'm not part of this world. I am part of Goloka Vrindavan. Okay? And occasionally I will come and I will visit you as scheduled or according to my visit, according to my wish. But I'm not a regular phenomena in this material world. So some acharyas will explain that to you, that I am not in them means that, right? So Kiran Mataji had asked that question in the beginning. Maybe she dropped off there. So that is there, right? Then the second thing is that some people also look at it as being dependent on, right? So all beings are in me, that in the sense that they are in me, they are dependent on me, but I am not dependent on them. Okay. So, for example, there is a person is living in a house. He owns the house. He's not dependent on the house, right? But if a beggar comes into his house and is asking for something, then the beggar is in the house and he's dependent on the house to give him some food or whatever he's asking for, right? So in that way also we can say that he is in them. Okay. So, so that was the essence of today's verse. And so something just to keep in mind here is that Krishna is there in this material world. And this knowledge, this is the king of knowledge that we found that, okay, so Krishna is there in this world. I am in this world. Our ultimate goal will be to go and find the Supreme Personality of Godhead in Goloka Vrindavan. That is all the Gaudiya Vaishnavas aim for. That is my ultimate goal. But that doesn't mean that while I am in this material world, that I'm devoid of the presence of Krishna. Krishna is there, present in the unmanifested form. Krishna is there also as Garbhodakshai, Kshirodakshai, Mahavishnu. He's there as Paramatma in my heart. Right? All that I need to do is to focus my attention and turn towards Krishna. Right? Otherwise, what happens is that this material world has got its modes of material nature. And these modes of material nature, if we go back to why this material world was created in the first place, so this was created for our enjoyment because we wanted to enjoy separate from Krishna. So the whole thing about this material world is set up like that and designed like that for us to be attracted towards this material world. And so there are these modes of material nature, which are kind of like forces which are there, which is sorry. So, so these modes of material nature are nothing but forces of the material nature. So, guna, right? It's like a guna can be taken as a force or also as a rope that pulls you. Okay, and there are different kinds of ropes that pull you. There are ropes of iron, that is going to pull you towards tamas or ignorance. There are modes of silver that will pull you towards the mode of passion. And then there are ropes of gold that will pull you towards the mode of goodness. But Prabhupada says that whether of gold, whether of silver, whether of iron, remember, a shackle is a shackle. A rope that is tying your feet is indeed a shackle. It doesn't matter what metal it is made up of. It is binding you to this material world. And the reason it binds you to the material world is by design, because we wanted to enjoy. Up and until we don't complete our desires to enjoy, then we can't think of Krishna. Okay? So this whole material world has been created like that. But now, armed with this knowledge that there is Krishna there even in this material world, our focus should change. After getting this confidential knowledge that, okay, I'm not alone in this material world. There is Krishna, there are his representatives. Let me make the most of this bad bargain that I have and then go back to Godhead as soon as I can. Okay. So I'll stop here and take some reflections or questions that you might have. Or anything you heard from this class that you're carrying away. You can open the book. No questions? Should we call it a day then?
Mataji, in this line, one line, it says that thus for people in general, he is not visible. So then who is he visible to? Only the pure devotees?
Ataḥ śrī-kṛṣṇa-nāmādi na bhaved grāhyam indriya. So he says with these material senses, he cannot see Krishna. So now if you transcendentalize your senses, then you will see Krishna. So and whose senses will be transcendentalized? The ones who are devotees of the Lord. So those who are chanting the holy names of the Lord, because the holy name of the Lord is the transcendental sound. So once you're vibrating the transcendental sound vibration, your throat also starts to become transcendental. Slowly your senses become, or other senses also become transcendental. And then you will see Krishna. It's a long way. Philosophically, we can see. Philosophically, we can see. We can understand. Philosophically, we had this discussion today, so you can understand, okay, he's there in every atom. So I can look at this water bottle again and think like, oh, Krishna is there in every atom of it. But why do I see it? I don't see him, right? That question is always there in our minds, and where exactly Krishna is. And to be able to see Krishna, you should have the right set of eyes to be able to see Krishna. Right?
That's what I was about to ask Mataji. If somebody comes in front of me, actually, I was thinking all the time Krishna. But if somebody comes, a human being comes in front of me, I cannot think like that. But you know what? I feel. But still I say, this is a human being. How can it be Krishna? But I'm thinking Krishna, he came in front of me. So what should I think like that?
Go back again and again and read this chapter again and again. It will come. It will come through practice. It will come through practice because remember, we have got millions of births of conditioning that we have undergone, right? And like I said, that Vidya Vinay is that chapter 5, verse 18. Vidya
Vinay Sampane Brahmane Gavesini Sancheva Sapakecha Panditan Samdachana.
Right. So now that you know the verse, slowly you will also start to implement that verse in your life.
Oh yeah, okay.
And that comes from practice.
Sorry.
Go ahead.
Because he is inconceivable by the material senses, and even though we are devotees, we are still in this material world having material senses. So will he never be conceivable to us?
He will be conceivable. Your senses get transcendentalized over a period of time. The thing is that material senses and transcendental senses look the same. If people say Prabhupada was a pure devotee of the Lord, means all his senses are transcendental. You see him just as an ordinary man, right? There's nothing like his senses. He's a golden nose or something like that, right? His nose is very much like ours, but they are transcendental. So, and that is the aim, and that is going to happen. And it starts very, very. It'll start with not that you will start seeing. At least the thought will come to your mind. The thought will come to your mind, and then some of the things we do through cultural momentum. We have been doing through cultural momentum, but now when you apply this confidential knowledge, you will see that connection. For example, when you go to India, we say Namaste. Okay. What exactly is that? Why do we bow down?
I pay my respects to you.
To whom? Right? That's what we think. That's when I'm bowing down to somebody, I'm bowing down to that person. Right? And in ISKCON, so to a certain extent, one can think like, okay, if the king comes in front of me, I will bow down to the king, right? Now in contrast, in ISKCON, people bow down to each other. Right? Why do you think they go? Why do you think they bow down to each other? What is the equalizer? What is the equalizer there?
We know he is a devotee.
Okay.
That I can tell, but
Yeah,
at
but
the
then
same
but then
time,
devotees could be at various levels, like a senior devotee, junior devotee. But then if you offer obeisances to anybody, they offer it back to you,
yeah.
apparently, right?
He
Yeah.
see God in me, and I see God in him.
And it is that God that you're bowing down to as well.
Yeah,
So they see the Vishnu inside you. So now if you go back to the
that's
Indian
true.
tradition
Yeah,
of saying Namaste,
yeah,
I'm actually bowing down to the God that I see in you.
yeah.
So so we have been doing it unconsciously, Sukamal Radhe Mataji, from understanding that. But then as your Vidya Vinaya Sampanne, so as we will get richer and richer in this knowledge of Krishna, then we will see that equality. For example, there's a war going on, right? We were coming back from Yatra, most of us were stranded there. Now, a person too much attached to the material aspects of the world. And there's a very famous verse in Srimad Bhagavatam that says that one who thinks that his place of birth is a place of worship, right? And it's very strong words because he says that he's stupid as an ass or a cow to that person who thinks his country is his place of worship. So, so people who are at that level of being asses, when a war is there, they will be siding this one or that one, right? My country or my country's friend or something like that they will do. Okay. But as you evolve in your devotional practice, right?
We see
When you hear
everybody's
about a war, when you are seeing a war, what will you see? You will just see that Krishna's children are fighting with each other.
Everybody, yeah.
Right? So slowly, you see the way of thinking, the way of looking at things also changes, right? You will see that two big powers are fighting, but who's getting killed? Like that, Krishna's children. And then you will also philosophically also try to understand that situation, why that is happening. And so slowly, Vidya Vinaya Sampanne, right? So once you get that knowledge, you will start to also assimilate that knowledge in you. Now, it doesn't mean that a person who sees the soul in everybody forgets about the body, their body, I mean, right? So it doesn't mean that you see a super soul in a lion and they go and start hugging the lion. No, we don't do that, right? Because the lion doesn't know. Lion is not seeing the soul in me, right? Lion sees only my body, might try to eat like that. So definitely it happens. And we, as Vaishnav Brahmaj always gives that example of, imperceptibly things change. You don't know how you can, get sunburned, right? He gives that example of although the cloud was there, he still got a sunburn the next day. Because you might not see, you might have the clouds around you, you might not see, but as you progress in devotional service, transcendentalization happens immediately, starts to happen immediately, right? If you take an iron rod and try to touch it with fire, it starts to become fire from the very first touch. And then it's a gradual thing while it becomes fire itself. But it is going to happen. That's why here it says that sevan mukho hi jivyado swayam eva spratyada. So he says, but if you start serving with your mouth, in the beginning, if you start serving with your mouth, which is basically to chant the holy names of the Lord and also to honor prasadam, that's the best use of the mouth. So when you start doing that, sevan mukho hi jivyado, it's right from your tongue. If you start doing the seva to Krishna, then swayam eva spuratyada. Spurati means to manifest. Swayam eva means by itself. Swayam means by itself, and eva means suddenly. So it says suddenly, if you do service through your tongue, suddenly Krishna will manifest. That's the guarantee that verse is giving. So don't rest assured, Sukumalani Mataji, you'll see him.
It's very encouraging.
And that's the beauty. That's the beauty of devotional service, and that's why you will joyfully perform it. Because knowing that you will meet. It is not like the legendary work hard in the office and then get laid off, no promotion. Somebody else gets promoted and things like that. No. It's simple. You do devotional service, Krishna will reveal himself to you. Like that. Any other thoughts? Jyoti Mataji, welcome. I think you did not realize that the time in India, the time in America has changed. We are an hour earlier than usual.
Yeah, now it is 10:05.
Yeah, for you, it doesn't matter. You are in USA, but for Jyoti Mataji, it's 7:35 instead of 8:35 in the morning. So
How was India, Mataji?
India was good. How was your India? You also went to India, right?
I just came 2 weeks, just that's all. It flew so fast. I didn't even realize that I went there and came back.
Yeah, same thing with me as
But
well.
I didn't go anywhere, Mataji. My health was not, my knee pain is getting more.
Right.
And I went for my house purpose and then bank purpose. That's why I went there. Otherwise, so how was yours?
It was same thing. It was
Travel, you had any problems?
travel. I didn't have any problem. I had a very smooth flight, especially coming back. It was very, very smooth.
Which way you came?
I
You
came
came by
over
Singapore, I think, right?
Huh?
Yes. I came by
Yeah.
Singapore.
Mataji, which way you came?
Singapore.
I asked Apara.
You know what? Vishnugada Prabhu went to Bombay. He got stuck there for 1 week.
Yeah.
He had to cancel and then got another flight, another ticket, and then came here. Only 1 week, last weekend he came, I think. That was really something. Oh, I was thinking all of you. I could go, but that walking with
Now you understand. Yes, now you understand why your daughter did not bring you.
Forget it. I cannot walk with Vaisheshika Prabhu. That fast he's walking.
There you go. Yeah. That's
But
the reason,
I was praying when I felt like I was walking behind him. Anyway, thank you very much, Rabbi. Mataji. Welcome back.
Good. Okay, if there are no more talks, then we will call it a day. Thank you so much. I'm so happy to be back here and back in the rhythm. And we will meet
We
again
are too.
on Sunday.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we meet again on Sunday. Remember, we are an hour earlier than what we used to do earlier. I've posted the timing, the India timing is also on our WhatsApp group, so you can refer to that.
Thank you very much, Mataji.
Thank you, Mataji.
Thank you.
Patitanam pavanebhyo
Pavanebhyo
Vaishnavebhyo namo
Vaishnavebhyo
namaha.
Namo Namaha.